Hey everyone, what is going on? Today we're back with another episode on the mini account. And it is a big day because we are getting Headquarters 30 built. That's right, I am finally here. I started this actually a couple days ago. Unfortunately, I was trying to shoot for under 90, but the way I had gotten the resources and I wanted to finish some builds on build day to get credit. So I didn't rush it. I could have really tried to rush it and get it done last week, but I didn't. So unfortunately, not under 90 days. But hey, here we are. I started on day 92 technically, which is pretty good. Of course, I'm on server 22 on this account, which means I have access to everything. I mean, I have pretty advanced alliance tech. If you look at the alliance tech I have, everything is pretty much maxed out when it comes to construction speed, construction reduction, and the cost. And then I also have the profession. So this is stuff you don't get. So this is stuff you don't get until season 1. And professions give you different abilities. The engineer is geared towards helping you progress in the game with your tech, with your builds, and that sort of stuff. And then the war leader, that gives you extra abilities when you're fighting. So if you're really going after attacking people and defending, especially like warzone duels, that sort of stuff, the war leader is certainly the way to go. But going back to the engineer here, this guy gives me some pretty good buffs. It reduces time off builds, and then I also have this co-op construction reduces 20%. And then there's also the world buffs here too. And because we won the Warzone duel last week, the construction buff goes from 50% to 60%. So I got some pretty good buffs in my favor to get this thing done faster than typically what you would see on newer servers. Now I'm building Headquarters 30. What do I do now? That's the question I get a lot, and it partly depends on what you've upgraded already, where you're at with your tech and everything. But if you haven't, this is kind of the way I would go about it. And I say that because when I say kinda, it's loosely because it depends on, again, where you're at with your tech, what buildings you've upgraded, and where you're at with your resources and valor badges. If you are low on resources, then doing something like your special forces tech, this you're going to want to do anyways because you're want to work on getting your tier 10. So jumping in here, if you haven't already, just do what you need to do down to get to down to the bottom here. And these are usually fairly cheap in comparison. As you can see, it just takes about 10 million of each resource and then 30 million gold just to do that one upgrade. So the special forces trees to get to the bottom is fairly cheap. So this is a good way to go whenever you're low on resources. Just do some special forces until you run out of valor badges. If you start running low on valor badges, then I would say you could go into your hero tree if you have a lot of resources. If not, I would just take a break on doing tech. Working on your special forces is 100% the most important thing you can do here. Outside of that, you do need to get your tech center upgraded to 30. So you need to think about saving up the resources to get this upgraded to 30. And this is probably going to be a little more expensive for you. Mine's at 1.1 billion. Yours is probably going to be closer to 1.1 or almost 1.2 billion resources to get this upgraded. And then also you need to think about the resources you need to get your barracks from, whatever level it is. If you had it at 28, 29, you're going to have to save up the resources to get this to 30 because you get your tier 10 tech done, but you don't have a level 30 barracks. Well, you don't get tier 10 troops until you get level 30 barracks. So making sure that you're balancing these two is probably a good way to go. Work on this as you get low on valor badges. Come in here, do some builds, work on getting this one barracks upgraded to 30 and saving up to get this tech center up to 30. And then if you are in a good spot, say you got everything built, you got your tech center to 30, you have your barracks up to 30, and now you're working on your special forces tree, and you say, hey, I am running low on valor badges. well then, yes, just come in here, do some hero tech, but don't go crazy. I would say just stick to things that are less than about 100 million gold. If you could stay cheaper, great. I mean, some of these aren't too bad when they are lower levels. They're not too bad at all to level up. But once you start getting to the point where they are, say, 100 million, 150 million, 200 million, which you can start getting to really fast as you get down this tree and level these up, I would say hold off on those because your resources you use for your tier 10 troops is so much more important than your hero tech. You can always come back to your hero tech, but it's going to take you billions of resources to get through all 4 of these upgrades down here to get to this tier 10 troop upgrade. So you're going to have to save a lot. Just try to find that balance when you're upgrading stuff. You don't want to burn out all your resources doing hero tech like I was saying. And you don't really want to work on anything else at this point because you're just focused on getting those tier 10 techs. You can go back and work on other stuff afterwards. But even after you get your tier 10 tech, and you are ready to move on, getting your special forces tree up to level 80 and unlocking the mastery trees, so it's aircraft, missile, and tank, is very important as well. Those trees give you a ton of power, and I like to go back and forth between hero tech and mastery techs because they both give you so much value. And mastery tech is fairly cheap in comparison to hero tech when your hero tech is, say, like 70% or something like that. And just some small other little updates. I do have my first squad at 14.5 million now. We are starting to cook. Diva is already 5-star. Skylar is almost 5-star. Again, I know I've said this before, but don't upgrade your heroes in this order. The only reason I upgraded them in this order was because I had so many Skylar shards that I had her pretty high level because of the season. She got her exclusive weapon. It's a whole thing. Anyways, if you were to upgrade your aircraft heroes, yes, Diva 5-star is one of the primary ones. And then getting Carly up to 4-star, 5-star, Morrison up to 5-star, then Lucius to 5-star, then probably Skylar to 5-star would typically be the order that I would recommend. And then when you look at my total hero power for each hero, Diva absolutely carries this team. Skylar is second behind that, and then my Carly as well. But once I get these up to 5-star, they'll start catching up. I do have shards to work on Skylar's exclusive weapon, which is going to give me some pretty good stats here. And then same thing with Carly. I have some shards for her exclusive weapon. So as soon as I get her to 5-star, I can start working on her as well. So this team, once I get it to a good spot, get the 5-stars rolling in here, this team is going to take off, which is going to be great. On top of that, getting tier 10 troops and progressing with all the other tech. And then I do have the Headquarters 35 tech available to me, which I'll probably start working on after I get my tier 10 tech and get some other things cleaned up on this account. I'll start probably doing some upgrades there because when you get to Headquarters 31, you get a bunch of different new features, one of which is the exclusive weapons in your secret mobile task. So there's a bunch of reasons why getting to Headquarters 31 is so important. But that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one.